Hello everyone and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate Prowler only. Last time we took on Thunderlord Zinogre G5 and this time we'll be taking on Snowbaron Lagombi G5. Similar to Red Helm, the hit zones aren't great, though they are a little bit better on Snowbaron, and that's why we have our fire weapon equipped. We'll go ahead and go to the quest board and we will see that Snowbaron G5 has 2 Snowbaron Lagombi and a Savage Deviljho, so kind of a counterpart to Red Helm where it had a Furious Rajang instead of a Savage Deviljho. We'll go ahead and get into Savage Deviljho when we fight it. I'm just going to say that in practice, it really doesn't feel that much different from a regular Deviljho. But I really haven't fought G-Rank Deviljho much in this game recently, so I don't remember exactly how regular G-Rank Deviljho is. Either way, we're going to clean out our item pouch and just going to check our armor real quick. We have the Dread King armor. I actually had enough to make it. And we got it for that 8 ice resistance. Of course, you could make the Snowbaron armor too to get 16 ice resistance, which is twice as much as this. But this one has a little bit more raw defense as well, which will help us with Savage Deviljho, especially compared to that negative 16 Dragon resistance, which is not great. Either way, we'll go ahead and take the quest. Alright, as we get into here, I do still have earplugs equipped because it is just a fairly nice option to have. Because these monsters do tend to work quite a bit. But pretty much we're just throwing boomerangs at the face. It's not really that special, and Snowbaron, while yes, still being a deviant, is one of the simpler ones, and you know, it's obvious because he's one of the earlier ones. The biggest thing you do have to worry about is him digging that snowball out of the ground. That is probably his most annoying attack because it has a fairly large reach, and it comes out pretty quickly too. There's not too much of a telegraph there. You can't really try to position out of the way of it since it is so large, so just be careful. I do believe they get larger whenever they roll. Yep, like that. You can see how big that one is. And he'll have some other snowball tossing attacks. There's just kind of differences. So we'll go ahead and see the differences there whenever we see them. There's just a little slide kick there. He can cover distance quite fast, and the snowdrift attack is fairly large as well. It's not just his hitbox, it is also where the snow is kind of puffing up. That will also hit you too, so just kind of try to dodge it. So if you do get hit by the body, you'll take more damage than if you just get nicked by the snow drift. He's just kind of moving around there. Of course, he is still a Lagombi, so he'll have these slide tackles and stuff like that. He can combo them pretty quickly too, like that. You could tell he didn't really wind up for that. Here comes another snowball toss. Sometimes he'll just push it out. Sometimes he'll grab it and pick it up and throw it down. I believe it's larger when he picks it up. And it does take him a while to get that, so you can actually counter that whenever we come across that. Just slide tackles there. We're fine to move around them and just kind of be a little conservative with our actions here. We'll throw a boomerang out, dodge to the right. We'll do a slide tackle, dodge to the left here. Looks like he's just doing another one. Getting pretty far away. He will try to cover a lot of distance. Again, he'll get pretty far away from you, so it might be similar to Silverwind where you want to close that distance. Another thing I could recommend, in the test hunt, I actually took down Snowbaron before Savage even recognized us. And how that happened was I just kind of kept Snowbaron over here. You can't control the monster really that much, but since Deviljho won't really notice Lagombi, it will only notice your player character. As long as you're over in this little corner over here, you should be fine. So just wait for Lagombi to come over here. Of course, you only have to worry about that once Snowbaron gets down to 30% health, but it is still a nice little thing not having to deal with Deviljho. Dodged a little bit too early there and we got hit by the trimmer hitbox. He will roll, and that roll does still do damage, so you can get an adept dodge off of it if you time it correctly. A couple more boomerangs there. We'll dodge forward. There's a little claw swipe, similar to Red Helm. And he has the claw combo that Red Helm has as well. It's just a lot slower and doesn't deal as much damage, since his claws aren't anywhere near as tough. And thankfully, you're not dealing with any bouncing hard spots or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about completely terrible hit zones. But I believe the rear is not a great hit zone just in general. You're really just wanting to go for the face and the upper body. Alright, boomerang out. Go to the left. He's just doing a slide tackle there, so we'll charge this one. Dodge to the left again. Make sure he's not fixing to slide tackle really quickly into us. We'll dodge the trimmer hitbox there. If you do have trimmer resist, go ahead and throw that on there if you want, because that is still fairly useful. I believe the butt slam that he did there also applies trimmer, so it's just nice to be able to resist that. Another aerial one. Kind of just rolls forward there, doesn't really go into us, so we can just keep attacking. Here's the claw combo again. Again, very similar to Red Helm, just a lot slower, and you can get away from it very easily. Here comes the roar. Looks like he's enraging. Again, he roars quite a bit, so it is nice to have earplugs here. Here comes the snowdrift. Tell me just try to go and move along with it. It's easier to just adept dodge it. That's a little trimmer hitbox there. Go for the face and the arms. Here comes the snowdrift. We'll just dodge into it. 10 times easier to do that than try to maneuver around it. All right, he's rolling that snowball there. A couple of boomerangs. We'll dodge to the left. He's going to do a slide tackle. Boomerang out. Do another one. Make sure he doesn't do another one. Unfortunately, we were in our buff animation. Could have probably just dodged to the left, but we're fine. Dodge into the tackle there. Throw 2 more boomerangs out. See what he does. Just another slide tackle. We're good. Here comes a slide kick. That slide kick is definitely fast. You definitely want to get a feel for his attacks here. Again, since I am commentating, it is going to be a little bit more difficult of a hunt because I am focusing a little bit too much on some things rather than other things. But hopefully I can get into the groove here. All right, boomerang out. See where he goes. Throw him into rage mode again. Really just going to build up gauge until we get up to 9. That way we can use it all at once whenever we need to. And we are not using a deviant weapon, so we will not be getting the extra gauge gain from that. Snowball toss, boomerang out, dodge to the left. Comes a butt slam, into the roll. We're at a safe enough distance that we can keep attacking. Here comes a claw swipe, we'll dodge into it. See what he does next. He's just repositioning probably for, okay, just a little grab there. I believe that is the pin attack, so don't be hit by that or you will be pinned. Just as the name says. I'm going to try to get him over here once more. Just so we, have that safety net. He's really liking to attack our Pelicos, though. Don't need to stay here. I can go out there for a little bit because he's not anywhere near 30% health, but it is still nice to have him this close. If you do enough damage to him, at least slide tackling, you can get a knockdown too, which is nice to have. But you have to have him pretty close to a stagger rate for that to be consistent. All right, dodge that. Just another little snowball forward. Doing a reposition into just another tackle. Throw boomerang out. We'll dodge left here in case he does tackle. Yep, he does. He delays it sometimes. Sometimes he does it pretty quickly. So it is a nice little mix-up that he does have. Snowball toss. Go ahead and buff our big boomerangs once again. Unfortunately, he did do a backwards butt attack there, but we're fine. There it goes again. Just keep going for the face as easily as we can. Comes a snowdrift. We'll dodge into it, or at least attempt to. Staying at range here. Here comes a slide kick. Actually doesn't have that much reach on it once it gets into the air. It's definitely useful to get used to your quick turns as well. Because he, again, is moving around you quite a bit. We finally get the face break, which is nice. He does drop apart whenever that happens. I believe it can just sometimes be a wyvern tier. So not really useful if you're looking for Lagombi parts, but it can also drop scales, I believe, and stuff like that. Or pelts. I don't believe Lagombi has scales. Alright, we've got Go Fight Win. I didn't mean to do that, but maybe we can find an opening here at some point. Alright, here comes the snowdrift. Yeah, I think this will be good. Unfortunately, both of our cats get knocked out of that, but that's fine. I don't mind taking this damage here. Splat is a bit annoying. That makes it so you can only dodge one time before you have to attack or just slide out. So try to heal that off if you do have a free soothing roll, and if not, it doesn't hurt to use one bar to get rid of that because it is annoying. Just make sure you're not getting hit. That's the most important thing from those ice attacks. All right, we'll dodge into that. Again, that has a fairly large hitbox, so it's safer to just kind of try to dodge into it. All right, just rapid fire some boomerangs here. Dodge to the right and charge one here. Dodge to the right again. Try to get a head turn on him. He is going to just turn around. So while he's at range here, I'm just going to gather this. Yeah, just a beast tier. I believe I called it a wyvern tier before. It is a beast tier. They are different depending on what type of monster they actually are. All right, apply our big boomerangs. He's going to slide tackle there. I don't think he's actually in range to hit us, so we'll be fine to just keep rapid firing here. He is exhausted, so that's good for us. He's going to do a butt slam. Just stay off to the side. You can leverage it where you are at a weird enough angle where he can't hit you with the roll after butt slamming, so that is a thing you can go for. It's not that important. You can just easily get it ranged too if you are a cat. I'm gonna spin here. Little greedy, but it's fine. He actually slides out there, so that's good for us. You can see the little knockdown animation. This would be what would happen if you would knock him out of a slide too. Yeah, he's just doing claw swipes here. There's Devil Joe. So we're gonna try to get far over here. I don't believe he's gonna notice us for a while. Again, it's a fairly large arena, thankfully, so we don't have to deal with him for too long. As long as we get over here, make sure our cats don't do anything funny either. They're a little too far. I think we're fine to fight in this corner though. Okay, we'll get hit by that. That did not apply pin. So maybe it isn't a pin attack. It looks like a pin attack. It's fairly similar to Arzuros' pin attack. But yeah, now our game plan is pretty much just sitting in this corner. Thankfully, we do have adept dodges, so we can dodge the pretty wide AoE attacks, as long as our timing is on point. All right, boomerang out. A lot of other maps do not give you this luxury because they're just smaller in general. You know, I believe this is actually the largest. Maybe Ingle Isle is a little bit larger. But Ingle Isle does have those lava pools that limit your movement somewhat. This one really just has a split ledge in the center that really is not too terrible. Yeah, it is a ledge, so it will remove some of your iframes, but it's not the end of the world. Comes the roar. Couple of boomerangs there. We'll spin into him. All right, getting a little greedy. But yeah, you can see Devil Joe's just kind of wandering around, not really doing much. And you can see he's already kind of in an enraged state. And it is similar to Furious Rajang, where he's just already charged up as soon as he enters. Comes the slide kick. Actually just position out of the way of that, so that's pretty nice. Couple of boomerangs. He's turning around, so we'll go ahead and throw one more out. That looked a little odd, but that's fine. Go ahead and just soothing roll. Wait for this attack to end. You can free your cats from the snowman. I've said this before, but you can just do a light attack on them. That will free them from the snowman and allow them to help you some more. So if you are right next to them, go ahead and do that. But if you don't really care, then I guess you don't have to. All right, we'll get hit by that again. I did press X to attack our cat. You can see how oddly large the hitbox on that snowball is. It is a bit annoying. Again, it's his most annoying attack because you can't really see where it's going to come from. And it hits you from the sides as well, which is very interesting. All right, big snowball. Again, just very large. It is very hard to tell. I want to say the timing might be a little odd on it as well. We'll get hit by the slide kick there. He does have some quick combos if you're not careful, but since we're fully buffed up anyway from our Palicos, it doesn't really matter. We're not taking that much damage and we can immediately heal it off anyways. Go ahead and apply piercing here. Should not have dodged away from that. Should have dodged into it. That would have been safer, though we still got the dodge on it eventually. Again, I wish it would like roll up from the ground or something, because it is just instant. And you try to position, but it just does not work. All right, here's rolling that one. Here's the snowball toss. That's why it's sometimes better to just be behind him. He can actually turn the snowball toss pretty quickly as well. All right, he's gonna roar, punish that. Should be going down somewhat soon. Need to use a soothing roll and get rid of our ice splat at some point as well. All right. Slide forward, tackle forward. I'm going to go ahead and just soothing roll. We'll be able to dodge the slide kick as well. So that's good. 2 boomerangs. See what he does next. All right. Just tossing a snowball on the ground. This does do Shimmer as well, but it's also just very easy to dodge into. Lagombi's hitbox is also active as he's throwing it. So you can, as we did there, just get an adept dodge off on him as he's throwing it down. So that's pretty nice. All right. Boomerang at the face. And there goes Snowbaron. So we can cover him up if we want to, and I guess we'll go ahead and do that. Why not? I already have the stuff from the other quest that I did, but it doesn't hurt since you have the luxury of doing it. We'll just make your quest take a little bit longer. All right, now that we've carved him up, we can go ahead and start taking on our friend Savage Devil Joe. Now, you might want to start using Mega Barrel Bombs here because you won't get too many openings to use a Mega Boomerang, so that's up to you whether or not you want to use it, but again, Savage Devil Joe really doesn't feel too special compared to regular Devil Joe. Just because, again, I don't really know the major differences other than him having an extra enraged mode. Because he really starts enraged. Now, Thunder Element is better here, but he still does take some damage from fire, so that's fine. And he's the tankier version of Rajang. Still deals out a lot of damage, but he's slower and doesn't have as good hit zones. Rajang is pretty much just a walking weak spot, while this guy has some tough spots and some, you know, squishy spots as well. You can go for the tail if you want. I do believe you get the 2 carves from that. And you can see he's already just kind of, I don't know if it's just because he's been on the field for so long, but he's already kind of exhausted. And yes, it is still a regular exhaustion period. He does attack a lot more during it though, because he's Devil Joe. But remember, that does apply defense down if you get hit by it. As you can see, our cats already have the debuff. I do believe that does remove all of your defensive buffs. Actually, it doesn't remove Palico Rally at the very least. If you are playing a hunter, a simple Adamant Seed will actually just give you a defense buff and completely negate the defense down buff. Like, it'll get rid of it and everything. So that's a thing you can do. Of course, armor skins do it as well, and mega armor skins, but those aren't as cheap as just Adamant Seeds. Now, there's a bite. We're pretty much just going for the chest. I believe that's the best. I did not consult the hit zones before I actually fought him. It still went fairly quickly. For Prowler standards at the very least, whenever I did it on my own, so chest seems to be the best. It feels the squishiest at the very least, feedback-wise. There's a boulder scoop. Couple of boomerangs here. Alright, he bots at us. There's the defense down. Alright, boomerang out here. Of course, the completely overpowered soothing roll just lets you get rid of it for free. The healing moves on cats are great. They do cost gauge, so you can't just use them constantly. But, you know, I think the trade-off is just fine, especially because you can use them for free if you have Soothing, or Go Fight Win, not Soothing Roll. Kind of have to have Soothing Roll if you want to use it at all, but oh well. You go for the face too. Face is an okay hit zone. There's a pinning attack. You can dodge the Tremor hitbox on it though. And you can see the second enraged mode where his face just kind of covers in a dark shroud and his eyes turn red like Nargacuga. People call this a spicy pickle because Devil Joe looks like a pickle, and this one is a little bit more spicy. Has a little bit more dragon element infused in it. Has a spread dragon breath there. We're perfectly fine to just get behind him though and attack there. Here comes the Tremor. Just dodge it. Another reason why you might want to bring Tremor resist for this fight. Comes the spread dragon breath again. Just keep going for that. Here comes the Tremor. That will hit us. It is a very wide Tremor radius, so yes, Tremor resist really helps. There's another one. That was the pinning attack. Alright, just a little scoop bite. Not really close to us, though. Here's the Devil Joe sway. Very wide sweeping, so you just want to focus on getting out of the way of that. Don't try to get in a weird crevice or something to avoid it. It is not really going to work. Here's the hip check. Go for the chest. As he turns around, we get a flinch, so that's cool. Here comes the sway again. I believe you can still actually be hit since it is so large. Your iframes can end depending on where you hit the adept dodge at. Alright. Tremor attack. Boomerang out. Gotta apply our big boomerangs too. Whenever he gets enraged again, he does this little scooping up dragon breath. It is weird. The hitbox on it is interesting. It hardly hits anything at all. Maybe if you're in the air, it hits a little more, but not many weapons are going in the air that often for it to be that scary. So we'll see it eventually, probably. Hopefully, at the very least. He was doing it all the time in the last fight. He's not really wanting to do it here. He might have to be enraged for that, though. Alright. There's the pin attack. Does he have our cat? No, it just kind of looks like Benkai was laying on the ground there. I guess he likes the cold floor. Alright, boomerang here. Here comes the sweep. He does a lot of very quick attacks, but again, we're not really taking that much damage. That deviant armor is very nice. Comes the roar. 2 more boomerangs there. He's now enraged once more. Maybe we'll see the scoop up dragon breath. Dodge the pin attack. Scooping there. I think the scariest thing is that he just does a lot of pin attacks. And that might be different from regular Devil Joe. But other than that, again, he just doesn't really do too much different. Alright. 1 more boomerang out. This is doing the Tremor attack again. So 2 more here. We do have 9 bars of gauge. We'll go ahead and just start throwing this out here. Hopefully we can get it out in time. Yeah, that should be good. Dodge that little scoop bite there. See what he does next. Comes the sway. Alright, we're gonna be greedy here. He can hit us with the pin attack there, but he missed. Little monster error there. So he didn't hit us. He only hit us with the trimmer. That's fine. We don't want to be pinned. All right, we're fine with that. Remember, Dragon Blight in this game does take away your element, like World. So you want to get rid of that if you're playing as a cat. If you're playing as a greatsword, you probably don't care about it at all. He's exhausted once more, which is nice as well. We'll go ahead and get another Mega Boomerang out on him. Hopefully we can hit the chest. There we go. Very nice. Here comes a spin. Our iframes do last long enough to avoid the tail hit, though, at the very least with our adept dodge, so that's good too. Comes the stomp. We'll just dodge that. I believe if you're in the air, you won't be hit by the trimmer either. That might just be a weird thing. I don't know. I want to say, though, if you're in the air during your dodge, you will still just dodge the trimmer hitbox. All right. 2 boomerangs out there. We really need to build up enough gauge for our piercing boomerangs once more. Never mind. We've got Go Fight Win, so that's fine. Unfortunately, they do it at the same time. It's not great when they do that. Sometimes it is because one will just get sniped for some reason, and then the other one will still keep it going. Kind of splits Devil Joe's targets there. But at the same time, it's not that great, because then it's going to be a lot longer before we get Go Fight Win. So he's picked up Benkai, and Benkai breaks 3, so Benkai's fine. Normally, he'll just kind of move around and attack with you in his mouth. It'll damage you. Similar to World, how he picks up the other monsters. All right, try to get rid of this as quickly as possible. Our cat did a dung bomb, though, so that's pretty nice. Again, another reason why it's nice to just give your cat a dung bomb. It also helps getting other unwanted intruder monsters out of the field, too. Again, you can see how quickly he just does that. We'll try to get rid of this pin once more. Again, it's not that hard to get out of. It is a very long pin animation, but he's not really dealing that much damage. Normally, he'll at the very least bite. I don't know if that was because he was exhausted, that he wasn't biting there, but he wasn't, so we weren't taking as much damage. He's going to stomp here. All right, boomerang out. He's doing a bite. Throw one more boomerang. He's doing the Devil Joe sway into the stomp. I actually didn't hit us with the trimmer, so that's pretty cool. I'm not going to throw a Mega Boomerang here. We're just going to work on cutting the tail, or at the very least damaging the tail. Probably won't get a cut on it. It does have a lot of health. All right, here comes the sway again. We'll dodge into the tail. Unfortunately, that was not great on my part. Rotate and mash the buttons. Or rotate both control sticks. Other one works. You saw that actually did quite a bit more damage there. And another thing, when either you are trimmered or getting out from a pin like that, your Y button is disabled for some reason. And maybe not your Y button, but your ability to use support moves. So you are actually locked out of using Soothing Roll out of stuff like that. I think that's probably not intended, because you can still dodge and attack and stuff like that, but you just cannot use your items or anything like that. I assume hunters can't do the same thing, which is a bit cheesy because the monster can combo you like that, even though you can just get out of it with an adept dodge, but you're not thinking about that. You're thinking, I need to get into easy iframes right now. I don't know if you can hunter out of that. You might not be able to. There's the scoop up Dragon Breath. Haven't seen that very much at all, but I'm fine with that. It's just a very weird attack. Sometimes it hits you, sometimes it does not. Dodge that. There was another pin attack. Does the bite there. That's a pin attack. Again, he has lots of pinning attacks. Alright, we're fine. Again, he's not terribly scary. Yes, we did lose an acorn to him, but that was just weird. GU jank. We don't have to worry about that, though. Alright, here's the wide sweep. Get a flinch, that's nice. Comes the spread Dragon Breath. Go for the chest here. Again, same as other monsters like this, attacking the legs will get you some more topples, but you're dealing less damage in general. Try to close the distance here. Go for the face as he turns it around. Comes a scoop boulder. Try to aim that correctly and not just throw it out into the wild blue. Okay. Go one more out, see where he's going next. Okay, that was, again, very, very, very quick pinning attacks. Sometimes, you know, it's nigh impossible to react to, so it's better to play at a distance where he can't really reach you that easily. Here comes the scoop up breath. We're just dodging in time with it in case it does hit us. He can do it from either left or right side, so just be careful. I don't know why I dodged that. I didn't have to. Forget about earplugs a lot of the time. You see that often. 2 more boomerangs. Let's see what he does next. Okay, just spread dragon breathing. That's fine with me. Go for the tail. It's doing another one. Okay, well, I didn't expect that to happen. He does step back with it, so you can't just, you know, immediately get behind him. He will try to keep pace with you at the very least, so be careful, as I was not there. There's a stomp. Looking for a chance to apply big boomerangs. There we go. Here comes the scoop up breath. Just dodging with it. Alright, that was trying to pin me. But just stay away from the front of him. We should be fine. One more boomerang out. Comes the sway. Just get away from it. Trying to pin once more. I do believe this is what I remember from World Savage Devil Joe. Of course, Devil Joe wasn't in G rank in World. It was just in high rank. So, a lot of these attacks just go straight through Garden World. If you've played Lance, you know, not many people do, but Lance is not a fun weapon to use against Savage because he just loves to go through that shield with his pinning attacks, and he uses them as often there as he does here, just all the time. So it's very unfortunate. Thankfully, they fixed some of that in Rise, where the pinning attacks don't just throw you out of guard. There are some other non-guardable attacks in Rise, but Rise Lance is just completely broken compared to older versions of Lance. That isn't like Gen 1 Lance, which is broken in its own sort of way. Not in the shield sort of way, though. So something I'm hoping for in Wild is that they keep the guard advance motion values, because it is fun. I don't even know if guard advance is in the game. Haven't seen it in any of the footage, but that's not what we're playing right now. We're playing GU. All right, he's once again exhausted, so we'll try to get this out. Unfortunately, Go Fight Win comes out again in duos at the exact same time, and it comes out before we either after we use our Mega Boomerang, so the cost is not actually negated. All right, well, if you give me an opening here, I'll gladly use it. Looks like we get a face break, so that's good. I don't know if that's a pin attack or just a bite, but he can do that after getting flinched, similar to something like a Dogoron. Here comes a pin. That is great for us. We can actually capitalize on that. There we go. Nice flinch. Should be going down sometime soon. That's about as quickly as he went down on the practice run. It was a little over 25 minutes. He's gonna roar. I may have gotten more Mega Boomerangs off then. I don't remember. I'm not really fancying them too much right now. Okay, careful. Scoop. Counter. Here comes a stomp. Just dodge into that. One more. Dodge to the right. There was the pin attack. Just keep dodging in case he does do it again. Yeah, back of the tail hitbox. That's similar to Brachydios. Similar generation, or at the very least same generation they were introduced in, but, well, actually Savage was in 4, but the Devil Joe Sway is just Devil Joe Sway. It's not Savage Devil Joe Sway. But Brachydios has a similar attack. I've said it before, where he punches, you dodge through the punch, and you get hit by the tail, because the tail is also hitbox in that attack. Though they were introduced in the same generation, Devil Joe was actually in Tri, and Brachydios was in 3 Ultimate. Alright, be careful. There's a bite. Alright. Ooh, that's not a great boomerang. At the very least, we get the blind dodge. I'm fine with that. Boomerang. And there he goes. How close was that? Got 2 minutes until 30 minutes. So I'm looking at maybe 45-minute hunt. Possibly. It took a little over 40 minutes for the practice run. So, we'll see. Of course, since it is a Devil Joe, you get 4 cards from it, which is nice. That is very nice as well. I don't know if there are actually any gathering spots here. I guess we can look for them. I'm not seeing any, though. So, yeah, no Mott Seeds or anything like that. This is where you fight, like, Rusted Kushala. And, of course, we've already fought Yukanlos here. And Rusted Kushala is not in this game, which is interesting. I guess I wanted to keep some stuff unique for 4 Ultimate. Even though, you know, 4 Ultimate's still just on 3DS all by its lonesome. The other games have a port somewhere, if it's the Wii U or the Switch, but poor 4 Ultimate. Other than that, yeah, I'm not really seeing anything we can gather, but oh well. All right, time for Snowbaron round 2. So, of course, as usual, the last Snowbaron, or the last version of the deviant that spawns, is the one with the most health. I don't know. I don't quite get, I mean, I guess I do, but I don't quite understand. It just makes it feel weird that you have to fight 2 of the same deviant in a quest. Makes them feel less special, I guess. Like double bloodbath whenever we get to bloodbath. You know, that's different. It feels special because it's nightmare inducing because they're both in the same arena together. But here, you know, it's not that bad. Because you're only fighting it with Devil Joe. And I guess technically, I guess they want it to feel like it's 2 quests in 1, where you're fighting a dual quest with a Snowbaron and a Savage Devil Joe, and then just a very strong Snowbaron. But you know, I'd like to not take 30 minutes on the quest if we don't have to. It does just kind of feel like bloat sometimes. You know, I wouldn't mind fighting the Devil Joe until 30% health, and then just having a little more health, and then fighting Snowbaron when it comes in and fighting them together. I don't see that being too much of an issue. Especially because we can probably just do the same thing that we did with Devil Joe and just fight in a corner and it not notice us. I don't know though, that's just me. Alright, here comes the Snowdrift. Dodge into it. Be careful. Big snowball toss. Kind of trying to trip him up here. That does split off into 3. I didn't say that before. It does split off into 3, so you can still be hit even after the explosion. Just because of how the projectiles work. I don't know if they're the same in each direction every time or if they do kind of randomize, but I don't think so. I think they are always in the same direction. Nice dodge on the tackle. Didn't realize that was coming out. Just kind of meshing B there. All right, butt slam. Boomerang, he's going to enrage. Trying to get this off. Boomerang at his face there. Just going to snowball toss. 2 of them. Remember, he can turn that. Was a little greedy of me to just hang off to the side there and not do anything, but he did miss anyways still. All right, boomerang, dodge to the right. Boomerang once more. Just 1 snowball toss, so we'll counter that. Little launch forward, not a pin attack. I thought it was a pin attack. I was so used to Devil Joe just constantly pinning you. I do believe he has a pin attack. At the very least, I'm sure he does. Most monsters do in some way, shape, or form. But I don't know, maybe sometimes it's only considered a pin, or maybe there's a sweet spot for it to be a pin. I don't think so, though. That's not usually how the pin attacks work. Alright, very good. 2 boomerangs there. Comes the roar. Keep going for this upper body. Snowdrift. Dodge into it. Here comes a snowball toss. Yeah, a little bit too greedy there. Again, it does have a fairly wide reach because it is scattershotting out, but oh well. Alright, what you doing? Slide kicking? Okay, we can handle that. Go for a spin. Alright, good. 1 more boomerang out. Make sure he doesn't just immediately tackle. He's doing a butt slam, so we'll just dodge the trimmer hitbox there. Counter the roll attack at the end there. Go ahead and do a spin into him. He's going to enrage once more. Do some more damage. And Snowbaron's not a terrible monster to use the Mega Barrel Bombs on, since he doesn't have a very large weak spot, and he is moving around fairly quickly as well. In fact, we might use a couple of them once we get up to 9 bars. Would be nice if we could have a go fight win though, that would be good too. Alright, move to the left. He's tackling. We'll make sure he's not comboing though, so we're going to dodge to the right. It's a butt slam into a roll. Right at the end there. Good. Yeah, we'll go ahead and start using our Mega Barrel Bombs. It's not finishing that, so good. Oh yeah, and also the bombs apply a sonic effect, which flinches. Doesn't really do much more, but it does flinch him. So if he's doing something scary, you can throw a bomb out and get that sonic effect. It's similar to Nargacuga. I do believe it just throws them into enrage mode, so you can't do it too often. And it might not work anymore once you break his ears, though I don't know why. It's not like it completely severs them from his head. It's just the tips, but I don't know. Maybe because they're not as big, they don't capture as much sound. Punch into the snowdrift. Boomerang out. A little greedy, but he will still miss the slide kick. 2 more boomerangs there. We'll launch to the right. Snowdrift. I don't believe that armor or that demon horn got off, but we still have our attack up buff, so we're still fine. Butt slam. Boomerang out. He's gonna roar. See what he does next. Alright, just a little slide tackle there. Nothing really to worry about. Yeah, I was expecting that. Snowball toss. Hey, we get the ear break though, so that's good. Punch into the snowdrift. Comes a big snowball. He's gonna pick it up so we can actually counter. I believe you can also just make him drop it if you do enough damage, but we're cats. We're not really going to be doing that much in a short amount of time unless we have mega boomerangs going off constantly. Alright, go ahead and spin. Dodge into that. Good. Slide kick. Go ahead and spin on the face here. It's gonna enrage, so we'll do another slide and spin. No sliding, just spinning. Actually didn't get hit by that, surprisingly. Alright, that's fine. Comes a butt slam. Just move away there. Sorry, I was muting my microphone. I don't feel very good today. And yeah, did not pay attention to what Snowbaron was doing, so he did get us again. I don't feel too bad about that though. It's just me not paying attention. That's a very easily fixable thing. Moving around. Slide kicking. Fine with that. Comes a snowdrift. Dodge left. Snowball toss. Should not hit us. Since your cat's hitbox is so small, it should be going over you a lot of the time, as long as you angle it correctly. Don't know why it dodged that. Once more, we have earplugs. Alright, boomerang. Spin. Actually in a perfect position. Snowball tossing here. That actually hit us. That's doing a fairly decent amount of damage. We do not have Go Fight Win, or not Go Fight Win, Palico Rally anymore. So we will be taking 20% more damage. Alright, be careful. Alright, boomerang out. Just left. 2 more boomerangs. Here comes a snowdrift. Alright, 1 more boomerang out. Here comes a slide tackle, or slide kick, not tackle. Tackle is with the face, kick is with the, well, feet. Unless you can kick with your face. I don't know how you would do that, though. Unless your face is on the end of your leg, that doesn't make sense. I'm gonna stop rambling. Alright, need to charge these since he's far enough away. Nice flinch. And he is exhausted, so that's good for us. If we could get a Go Fight Win, that would be cool, but I'm not sure if we will be able to. Alright, a little greedy. I'm fine with that, though. He actually topples over. Similar to Tigrex, his charges do not end very well when he's exhausted. Alright, counter him there. It's actually repositioning to that spot. Butt slam. Missed that, take some damage. I'm fine with that. We're going to Snowman. I'm just going to soothing roll here. Cats really are not wanting to use Go Fight Win here, so we're kind of starving a bit for support gauge. They're instead opting to use their melee attacks, which is not great for the weapons they're using. And those are still the high rank Deadeye Blades. You can use the G rank one if you do fight G rank Young Garuga. But, I mean, these are working just fine for us. They're getting poisoned enough at the very least. Well, not really. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Puke and World, just like constantly poisoning monsters. The Puke bow specifically. In this game, if you have piercing boomerangs on your Palicos, they will be getting a lot more poisons, and they should be averaging at least 1 per hunt. But honestly, yeah, they're not getting that many. I don't believe I've seen any of the monsters actually get poisoned. So we actually do need to upgrade those at some point. But we're doing fine enough damage-wise at the very least. Like, very rarely do they actually get a poison with those weapons currently. And I believe that's just because G-rank tolerances are a little higher. Could be wrong on that, though. They're definitely hitting a lot harder, though. So, since they're not surviving as long, the low output of element that they do have is not great. It means they'll be getting less of it because, you know, once they get knocked out, they'll pretty much have to build up everything they built up before because it'll disappear by the time they spawn back in. All right, one more boomerang there. There we go. Be able to counter that. Spin into him. Dodge into the little grab there. One more boomerang there. He's going to snowdrift. We'll actually try to lead our shot into him. Only believe we hit a couple of hits on it, though. There's a slide kick. Couple of boomerangs there into a slide on his face and arms. All right, there we go. We're at the 40-minute mark, so he should be going down sometime soon. Spin. Boomerang. Lead our shot there as he moves. Actually spin into him here. I'm going to dodge to the right, though. He's just aiming for Benkai, so that's cool. Cool as ice. All right, boomerang there. Slide kick. Couple more boomerangs here into a spin. He's just going to enrage once more. Oh, a couple more there. Might actually throw a Mega Barrel Bomb at him. Okay, careful. Boomerang. Yeah, just not moving quick enough here. All right, one more boomerang. He's going to go ahead and stomp. All right, we'll go ahead and get this out here. If he damages us, that's fine. That shouldn't knock us out, but it will damage him quite a bit. I'm getting a little low on health, though, so need to be careful. Yeah, we're probably just going to disengage. There's the poison. Speaking of which, so that's cool. We'll take away some more health of his. And the reason we do not use poison weapons is because it just doesn't work that well. You can't apply poison element while he's still poisoned. And, you know, since regular elemental attacks, like, you know, fire, ice, stuff that isn't status based, just kind of happens naturally. There is no tolerance build up to it. Would be an interesting thing for a monster to have a tolerance to element slowly building up and you have to switch or something like that. But we do not have multiple weapon swapping mechanics in this game, so that wouldn't make much sense here. I'm curious if they will have dual element weapons more often now, or if it's just still going to be single, with the odd dual blade kit having blast and ice. So that is a very weird dual blade. It's not even that good, but it has a couple of niche cases. It's a lot simpler to just use a regular fire element or ice element set. All right, spin. Throw one more out. I think we're going to be greedy and try to get this out. He might tackle here. Nope, just throwing a snowball. So we'll get out of the way of that. Hit a couple of hits of the Mega Boomerang at the very least. All right, snowball toss. Go for a spin. Nice flinch. He might enrage again. Nope, just a snowdrift. Try to get this one out as well. Hopefully he looks at us and tackles, or just stands in the middle of the Mega Boomerang. That's fine too. You can see if you flinch him out of it, he will not push it. It will just kind of explode. I don't know what kind of ice he's using for it to just spontaneously combust like that, but I'm not going to complain. All right, tackle. Two more boomerangs into a spin for the head turn, maybe. Nope, he's just repositioning, so boomerang out. Watch out for a scary attack like that. He's fixing to throw it on the ground. Dodge. Break you out in the process. All right, two boomerangs here. He should be going down at some point. Slide kick. Comes the roar from the enrage. Get another spin off. We're not really doing too much damage with those spins unless we're hitting the face with it, because again, the lower body is just not a great hit zone. Again, you're at the very least not bouncing on it, but it is still not great. Probably still decent for fire element though. All right, dodge this. Don't really want to throw a mega boomerang yet. Don't really feel too safe to do that, but we'll be greedy and throw this one out. Where you at? There you are. This might finish him off. Yeah, there we go. Oh, right into him. Perfect hover spot. All right, there we go. Snowbaron Lagombi G5 is down. Again, not too terribly difficult, just more HP sponges. So either way, I'll carve him up and I'll meet you back at base. All right, now that the quest is completed, we'll go ahead and look at the equipment. Now, I have already used, and I believe I've actually used it before, the Snowbaron Stick Double Cross. This is your best ice weapon. Light sharpness, 180 boomerang raw, which is not much, but a massive 50 boomerang ice, which is very nice. There's negative affinity there. I believe it's negative 15% affinity, so not great, but easily offsettable by just critical up large if you do have that. On the melee side, not really great. 163 melee attack and 30 melee ice. There are better options, so don't even worry about that there. And of course, we've used the armor, I believe. Actually, no, we haven't. I haven't made any of this stuff. So 8 ice resistance is very nice again for Snowbaron and stuff like that, and would maybe be better for that hunt since you do have neutral dragon resistance at the very least, though it only has 152 defense compared to the 166 of Dread King. So use it if you want. It's a toss up there though. All right, and something else I will note about that specific quest is you do not get rewards for Devil Joe materials there. And this is something that's interesting and similar to Furious Rajing, if we can check our hunter notes here. If we go to Devil Joe here and we look on the next page, there is no Savage Devil Joe. So it's an interesting case of it being a specific monster, being a Devil Joe, but it's different. In the later games, of course, they do just call them Savage Devil Joe and stuff like that. And, you know, Furious Rajing. But here, you know, in the older games, they are just special variants. As we can see here with Deranged Desert Devil Joe, it's not called Savage Devil Joe, but it has the icon of Savage Devil Joe. Again, weird case of just, you know, the lore stuff, I guess. Same with Brachydios here, Raging Brachydios being green. It's his icon, but it is just called a Brachydios, and I believe over here, Furious Rajing just being Rajing. And Chaotic Gormagala when we get to that as well. It's interesting. Gold Rathian and Silver Rathlos are called that specifically, but these monsters here are just kind of the standard version. They do have special items and stuff, I think some more than others, but it's weird. It's weird. I don't remember what they specifically call them. I want to say they call them variants, but at the same time, no, because Gold Rathian is a variant, Silver Rathlos is a variant, and they're called that. Either way, just some interesting stuff. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider leaving a comment below, and maybe you can consider subscribing. Until next time, bye.